too much trouble. It was full grown.
Oh, yeah.
Just very easy.
Good to meet you here.
You have to sit way over there.
One, two, I think I got it. I see something that you should do. Yeah, I can always get loose. Do you need separate? Yeah, you need a thank you. They were short. They were short, so we have agenda, yeah, we do that. Call me short. Yeah. Can you get the recording going, or should I?
It's just something.
See how it's on yours. How do I turn it on?
It didn't work in the last meeting, so I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Hey, how you doing?
Chairperson coming tomorrow.
Well, that's interesting. What are the goats going to do?
Goats.
Yeah, what do you think about this control?
Okay. So minutes from last meeting, a motion, but we can have any edits, discussion, I didn't typo.
They look good.
Motion to approve. Approve, all in favor? Aye. Opposed? Approved. So we're at the, you all want an agenda, or?
Do you want an agenda? I'll take one, sure.
Hand out my paperwork here.
So should I do the short, you lose it?
Or no? No. So we're at the point where public comments, I don't know if you had a comment from the public.
Public comment?
I'll just talk during Friends of Park Lake.
Pardon?
I'll just speak
Yeah.
during the Friends of Park Lake. Do you want a public comment, Meg?
I guess I'll wait till the second one, because I've not seen really what's
Okay.
specifically on the agenda.
We have another opportunity. Yeah, so moving on, how about our Friends of Park Lake?
Good evening, Judy Gardy, Friends of Park Lake. We had a meeting last month, a community meeting, and we discussed, the question was, what do we want the lake to look like in 5 years and how do we get there? So we had a lot of resource people at the meeting. It was very interesting. And Dan was not able to be there. He had conflict, and he sent one of his colleagues from the university who had done the weed mapping for Park Lake. And this is where the water milfoil is, everywhere. And it was very informative. I don't know if you have provided the township, with the Park Lake Advisory Board with copies of this report, but I think it would be very interesting for all of us to see, because we certainly, based on this information, need to change our strategy as far as weed treatment goes. It doesn't seem to me or to any of us to be working. That would be my comment. Thank you.
Thanks, Judy. So I haven't shared what Jeremy shared with you yet. That was just kind of for the presentation, but that's material going to the annual report. So that's
Very interesting.
yeah, and they did a much more thorough job of doing the vegetation mapping and the more.
They did an incredible job.
Yeah, they did a lot more points than I can do myself.
Right.
They're more astute at identifying those plants. Our group, just for
It was
context,
very informative.
they've done 78 lakes doing full vegetation maps on a shit ton of lakes. What was the term you used? Shit ton? Because we're not being recorded. Yeah. I don't care if we are recorded. Was it your class or? No, it's we've got like 2 or 3 different grants to do lake surveys through DNR. Focused on the northern part of the state. That's just where they wanted their priority. We've been doing a lot Yeah, and that is something, we will need to discuss is what strategy for plant treatment. That's always that's our major topic, so. Okay, good. Township reports. Sherry, anything from the township report other than, now that Ray has been elected, we will have to ask for who's going to be the rep.
Will the other person need to not be on this board then?
Could I ask you to turn your mics on and speak into your mics, please? Thank you.
We cannot both be on the board officially, if I understand that correct.
They said that only one,
That's what I was thinking.
only one board representative can be on.
Officially, the other one can still be on.
So it's probably they're gonna.
Anybody can come, yes. We'll have an opening then. Well, it depends. If Ray is not the board representative, then we need to fill your spot.
Right.
Actually, either way, we need to fill a spot.
Yeah,
Yeah, we'll fill one of our spots.
Yep.
So we'll.
That was the same that happened on the planning commission, right? My last meeting was last Tuesday.
Yeah.
For planning commission. Like I said.
So we'll have to work with the board of trustees who's kind of assigned to
Ryan, our board can do that.
Makes sense, is there?
You guys decide. So,
Yeah, either of you are wonderful additions to our board. I mean, very different perspectives, and that's what we need, so. So anything else? My impression was that I talked to Ben and Steve about the nature trail a little while ago. He's like, probably nothing's going to get done till after the elections because that kind of disrupts the flow. So.
Not a whole lot, though.
Well, it's over, so.
We only have one switch, so.
I encourage them to go right now and start on the dealer trust fund there. I said, because there's $300,000 sitting out there just waiting to be applied for.
So that's where we need to work with the board of trustees. So, all right.
Where are things with the budget?
The budget got delayed because of some issue that was a mistake, and it got postponed to the December meeting because there was a mistake in the office. Just some numbers didn't add up. 2 and 2 equal 8.
Yeah, the total budget. What's the? Did you have? I'm not paying attention a lot. So.
Oh,
Have you had a work session?
we had one 2 days ago, and it got dropped because it was
Okay.
an error that was, we couldn't understand. I mean, the numbers didn't add up.
So you're not close. You're not close to that.
The December 2nd.
December
December 2nd is public hearing, so maybe we can
And an action.
Okay.
That's maybe December 2nd.
They're not doing work sessions like they usually.
Okay.
Like last year.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Good enough. So, reviewing our action item list, I think the main thing, the lake monitoring is now done for the year.
It is. So I got a notice in an email a couple of days ago that they got everything that they're going to get.
Yeah.
They're putting it together now.
Yeah, Dr. Troshi update. And try to run that all through the
I
last.
said, if somebody wants to send something extra, to just mess everything up.
Yeah. So that, the goose management, again, this year, we seem to have pretty good controls. That was recommended. The nature trail, I haven't heard anything back other than, as I said, I talked to Ben about some other stuff. So I think that's something probably to pursue in between now and our next meeting.
The last I heard was that Ryan searched, on the board, asked Ben to get an estimate on the duties. And also, I set up a meeting or, face-to-face with ODOT
Oh, okay.
Associates for the possibility of the easement.
So you set that up.
I didn't set up, I gave Ryan the name of the
Okay.
individual at Sun Communities that he's to talk to.
Nothing's happened about that, as far as I've heard.
Well, that's kind of down the line, I think, with all with the election and all that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm going to follow up on that to try to make sure that happens.
Well, I will too, because when the board of trustees earlier discussed it, they said they wanted to have a meeting with Oak.
Yeah,
Oak
and you were
Island,
included in
and I should be included,
Yeah.
communications haven't always been accurate, so I'll keep on it, but knowing you gave them the name of the contact,
Yeah.
initially that was.
His name is Marco or something. And I spoke with him, we spoke for probably 20 minutes, and he remembered the trail, and he remembered, all of that. He was very excited about it. He said, oh yes, he said, that's something that we really like to incorporate in our communities. He said, that's nothing but pluses all the way around. He said, and they asked me about, didn't you say you were going to put trails down the west side of, behind us there, in that, in the I property? And I said, well, I don't recall ever talking to you about that. I said, well, that would be what we'd like to do.
Yeah.
So,
That would be,
yeah,
that's possible, so.
they said, we'd like to see trails all the way down to the, all the way around. Oh, yeah. I said, well, yeah, we all would.
Well, it's good it seems like there's some positive contact there, so. I'll touch base with Brian, including me in the meeting, I think, as our rep. So next on, this is budget recommendation, we submitted it, so we're waiting on approval. And then the boat ramp, again, that, I did chat with Beth about that, still, that's more a trustee level approval before we get involved, so. I think those are our action items. Thoughts, discussion, things moving along.
Well, I just have a question, because I recently heard about, and I'm sure this would just make it worse, but they have like this thing called like an infertile grass carp. Is it something, would they just
No,
everything?
no. And so, grass carp are a no-pick in Michigan.
Okay.
Big cycle. So,
Like to the tune of billions of dollars, why do people want it?
prohibited species.
Oh, okay, yeah, I didn't know, like,
There's been too many claims of sterile
that's
fish.
my thought too.
So, have you seen Jurassic Park in
Yeah,
California?
they'll find a way.
They
Yeah.
will, so.
What was your question, Reese?
There's just like this carp that eats plants, apparently, it's like a heavy feeder, and I was wondering if you can use it for that, but I want to check with the fisheries guy if they're successful. Not a beneficial thing.
So, there's other parts of the country that use these quite a lot, but again, it gets to be a mix, because if you disrupt too much plant, then the sediments get stirred up. You have a different problem.
I've read a report someplace that is, it's true that they eat the plants, but they're more of a it's more of a recycling process.
Well, when you eat something, what happens to it? I know that, I'm a biologist. So, again, it's a mix. It's, again, one of the ways people have done some nutrient, you let the carp eat the plants, then you catch it and ship it out of the lake, and then you.
It's a timing issue. Okay.
Is there any hope for ever getting rid of the milfoil?
To get rid of it, no. I mean, honestly, because the seeds down in the sediment are kind of almost infinite.
Yeah.
It's, when the lake there's a whole lake treatment that's approved, Floridome, that really knocks it out. And it's been done on our lake, and kind of kept it out for 2 or 3 years, but then eventually those seeds start to reemerge, and comes back. I mean, you could ask that question, is there any way to get dandelions out of your lawn permanently forever and ever? No, because your seeds are going to come in. That's the fact. That's how, well-established species work. Same way. Sea lamprey in the Great Lakes, we've spent millions and millions and millions poisoning them, and we're never going to get rid of them. We're just suppressing. That's where we're at. So, no, but good question. The carp, it is a fact they eat plants, grass carp, and it kind of implies that, but yeah, they're a no-go for lots of reasons. All right.
And typical of aquatic plants get into the lake that aren't supposed to be here, they show up right at the boat ramp.
That's
They're brought in.
lots of boats at this point.
Yeah.
You have pretty much a constant, stream of newcomers. So, alrighty. Water level report. Where we're at.
starting to get higher again, getting close to
Thank
the,
you very much, Jim.
and we're ready to,
Yeah.
And that 2013 shows stand out, doesn't it?
I included a life history of the Eurasian milfoil. It's kind of interesting how it starts, global winters and starts developing under the ice.
So one of the things, picking through, like, fruits have a stony surface that inhibits seed germination, giving seeds a prolonged dormancy, 7 years. So we got,
Not this long ago, like the Beal project, they're still.
they're 8 years to germinate. But those are just still contained development. But again, the point being, they've been building up seeds for years, and that's like 7 years is probably not max. That's just it can go a long time. And as it says here, germination is erratic, so this might have just been one of those years.
So how about the Prosolico system? This was the third year.
I think so. We'll have to look into that.
I know that year
Yeah, that says patches.
Yeah.
But we,
Is that Florida?
so, let's see.
He said that you were
Right.
Except I didn't know what the real stuff was.
So this, it doesn't have a title or anything. This is all about Eurasian milfoil.
I didn't put the whole document there, just,
Oh.
this was the most interesting part.
Where's this from? What article?
Maybe we should
It
just,
was,
maybe we should just finish up.
it was from their, Turkey and their equivalent.
Kentucky's.
Kentucky Defense Society.
No, I'm sorry, I forgot, it's Montana.
Oh,
Yeah, it says it refers to a lake in Idaho also. Figure 4.
okay. Yeah, good. I mean, a lot of states have similar to this.
Yeah.
Nice examples. So it looks like the lake is modestly high still. A period where it's pretty dry. It'll probably come back another half an inch tonight. The forecast is.
Yeah, I saw that.
I'll find out where the.
Can you see the letter?
Oh, it's something. That's good. Thank you. Yeah. So you're
Just look back on yesterday, it looked like the water was right ahead.
pretty close. Yeah.
I mean,
Jumping in my boat and stuff right now. So you're going to go kind of another few weeks if weather permits.
Yeah, we're supposed to see ice.
That'll be nice. Yeah. We'll see if we get it this year, right? Yeah. All right, thanks. So I didn't think we had any old business, just I made a note to check with Steve about kind of debriefing on the year. And then usually we get a report from him that goes into our annual report. So that'll be just this written record as well as whatever discussions we have. So for new business, 2 things. Well, the annual report writing and then the meeting cycle. So the report writing, I think what I'd suggest is kind of as we've often done, I will, if possible, between now and January 15th, try to kind of update what needs to be updated and distribute for all your edits and thoughts and comments. So does that sound like a reasonable approach? And then we usually we discuss it there, revise it, and approve it at whatever the next meeting after that is. So the annual meeting cycle. So we had some discussion at one point whether kind of every month was too much. Right now, we basically have kind of a placeholder, the place where we can cancel meetings as long as we give adequate notice. So Taylor with the main office here kind of keeps a sheet of that. So what she had, and then we had kind of, we had in our annual report, our planning cycle cycle. So January is our annual report. This year we didn't meet in February. There's not a lot going on, so we probably can forego that. In March, we finalized the annual meeting. April, we start discussing macrophyte treatment and lake sampling. Generally skip May, so that's on her calendar. And June, July, August, September, October. Then we skip December. So in 2024, our thing was to skip May and June. Things are just happening. But then meet in July, just catch up, and then August is when we do our budget request.
Did you say May and June?
That's what we did this year. So I'm outlining what we did, and then,
Yeah.
and then this year we did get off. I think we met in September. We didn't meet in October. We're meeting in November because we are now in a plan for the upcoming year. So,
Can I see the agenda?
so kind of I can work with Taylor, or we can just cancel ahead. So I'll repeat that just to see if we want to follow the same schedule or if we want to be a quarterly. Quarterly could work, I think so. It's just for us. Well, I like to have it on this schedule.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's announced, But I think, the January for the report and March for and skipping February works. And then April, have a meeting to talk about the kind of upcoming treatments and lake sampling. Skipping May and June, I know I travel a lot during that time. Kind of July and August, we potentially could skip one of them, but we do need to meet in August to do our budget. So I think meeting in July makes sense if their schedules permit to just catch up. I mean, sometimes it's just a matter of us keeping tabs. As I said, this year we met in September, but on our planning cycle, we had September and October skipped. Is there any reason we should meet September, October? That anyone can think? Yeah. And then meeting in November, just kind of like today, just start wrap up and planning for next year. Does that schedule sound reasonable? I'll distribute this out to folks as our, just so you're aware, I'll leave what Taylor has is, it's meeting every.
Keeps a calendar that she puts all the stuff on.
Yeah, she does. I think she printed it. So basically, her calendar has us skipping May and December. But I think, if our plan, we'll keep those as placeholders, because like if something like if the nature trail starts ramping up, we can meet as necessary. It'll already be on the books. I think it's better to have a meeting and cancel it than have to try to schedule it ahead, especially as bigger issues.
So I just looked up, because I was just curious about who the board people are. 3 of you are gone as of December 31st.
Oh,
And so we can't meet in January unless you get reappointed.
oh,
The 3 are, and it's not,
oh, thanks for looking at it.
yeah, so Dan and John and Race, their terms all expire at the end of,
Races?
it was a fill-in, I guess.
Oh,
So, so we don't have a chair, we don't have it, they need to do something before our January meeting.
so in other words, we better get our poop in a group. I'll talk to you.
Have that on there.
We can.
And,
Do we have to resubmit a
yeah,
paper or just?
yes.
Yeah, I think so.
Well, maybe, yeah, I think it's probably.
I'll check with Ryan.
Yeah. We have in the past, I don't know if we need to do that.
I've never made out another one.
Just think that was good.
Well, and then one of us will be gone, so you have.
Right.
We'll have to advertise for somebody else. That's less.
Incidentally, we had an individual, Judy, what is that man's name? That was at the meeting last night?
Derek?
Derek, Derek. I think he would be an excellent addition.
I just stopped and saw him before we came over here tonight because he was asking last night about a map of all the drains that go into Park Lake, and I had several maps of the drains from the county drain commissioner's office, but also from a community resident, and so I dropped them over, and he said, well, what meeting are you going to? And I said, Park Lake Advisory Board, and he says, well, that sounds interesting.
We told him about it last night. Oh, well.
Yeah.
So now that would be, again, it'd be nice to have somebody.
He's.
So he's new to the area, but he's very enthusiastic.
He's from Canada, and he did something with ecology and water quality and stuff up there. So.
I might throw in, since we are just being casual,
Yeah.
that Taylor mentioned at the BOT meeting on Monday that they do have a new form for resubmitting your application, what have you, for, that's much more simplified.
Yeah, I'll check with Taylor and know what's going on. All right. So again, we can have our kind of nominal plan and then just the placeholder.
Sounds good.
So we'll put that in our report. Other than that, I don't think, we have opportunity for public
Wait,
comments.
is it us, Meg, asking?
Yeah, can you hear that? Meg Ritchie, Outer Drive, and another thing that I learned from Taylor just about an hour ago was when they were discussing the Parklet Trail. I can't remember her words, but what I understood her to be saying was that they were waiting on something, that they didn't have all the information yet to discuss the Park Lake Trail. And I see on here that you're waiting for news back from them, so yeah, you might want to contact, because it sounds like, both are saying, well, we're waiting on the other.
Yeah, we're actually both waiting on the board.
We were at the rec committee,
Yeah,
so the rec committee is waiting for,
yeah, waiting for stuff too, yeah.
Yeah.
And the main thing, just so you know, Meg, is, it's what Greg just said, is trying to get a meeting with Oak Island to see if it's going to be feasible to work out arrangements to have that as the parking area for the trailhead.
Right, yeah, that would be nice.
Yeah.
And then that's one less thing to worry about, struggling for, trying to get parking, etc.
I wanted to even go further than that and get them to agree to the theoretical ability to follow that this is just approximate, but through that wetland that's just to the north of Oak Island and south of the lake, to follow the 845 contour level that you can see on FastGIS, so that it could get us, kind of out of the how do I want to say, permanent swamp to the, so seasonal.
But that'll be first things first, you need to be able to park.
Oh, heavens, yeah, and I mean, at the same time, as long as we're speaking with them about easements on their property, that's what it is.
Yeah.
So maybe we could get a big donation from them for the boardwalk.
So,
And the other thing I wanted to mention, so get your pencils out on December 17th. What's the name of it?
we haven't done that.
Pins and pints.
Did you set that up today?
We do not.
Okay. Well,
I have
in pencil on mine, is our Friends of Park Lake end of the year holiday
Christmas
gathering.
celebration. Yeah.
And the plan is to have it at Pins and Pints.
Yeah.
And
Used to be called the Outer Limits.
At 5:30.
yeah, at 5:30.
Yeah, start at 5:30 and go to 11. We'll supply hors d'oeuvres, hot hors d'oeuvres, and you guys, it's a cash bar.
sounds
We'll
good.
see all you there.
We'll try.
What did you say?
December 17th at 5:30 at Pins and Pints tentatively. I was supposed to call today and I had to fix a drain spot. I was underneath there, I think.
I usually have an adjective before it.
Well, I don't mind so much, especially when it's all new,
Well, new is,
But I had to take out a 300-pound cement sink before I put the new in.
oh, yeah,
That
I've
was
done that before.
8 to 12 pound sledge had a lot of fun.
yeah, that's at the All right, so with that, looks like we are at the end. We'll plan our next meeting January 15th. So it's early in the month, just the way the